We're joined from California by world politics analyst Dr. Ashraf Singer. Dr. Ashraf, thank you so much for joining us on Q News. Let me first start by asking you, what are the main challenges Mohammed al-Bashir will be facing as head of Syria's transitional government?
So Mohammed al-Bashir is facing a very huge challenge, particularly how to lead the government. How to bring all parties together. Unfortunately, Syria under huge transition, particularly the different groups. They have different backgrounds to help Syria very well. So we have like a group, belong to the guys the United Nation or United States called them as a terrorist group, but now they are trying to adapt them as a civilian, and they are condemned, the terrorist act. So this is another way of how the international community can accept the Muhammad al-Bashir, government. This is first. Second, in terms of running, the bureaucracy or response to the people need of Syria, we need to understand which country is leading Syria now for that transition. Either United States, Turkey, or who is helping the new government, to work better to respond to the people needs in terms of running, the bureaucracy body. But unfortunately, it's still unclear, and I can see it's still a huge challenge facing, the new government.
Sir, can you now expand on the key priorities for al-Bashir's government during the transitional period?
So Bashir government, basically he adopt or he, the old model that we called, that he need to ease the life for people in terms of that transition. But unfortunately, the airstrike by Israel, it's creating a very big noise or a big annoy for the Bashir government too, because basically you need really to see the country in that transition is peaceful transition, is not violent transition. So uh, what I'm seeing now, it's the shortage, of course, of food, and the currency of Syria fall down dramatically. And now the Bashir does need to secure, the needs of people from international, imports, uh, many service and goods to the Syria. For example, the medicine, the food, and other stuff that even the Syria agriculture sector or the industrial sectors needs to run the state economy. So it's a big chaos, but we understand that this nation under that transition does need the time and does need the support. But the most important, we
Now,
need to
sir, sorry for
let
interrupting you, but I would like to shed light on the United States, which has been in contact with Hayat Tahrir al-Sham to ensure the establishment of this new transitional government. How will this impact the role of Hayat Tahrir al-Sham in this transition, especially with its influence on the Syrian Salvation Government?
This is a good point because United States Antony Blinken, he said yesterday that the new government in Syria should respect, the international law and international human law and humanitarians, aspects, dealing with either the opposition of Hayat Tahrir al-Sham or in general, that Syria should really present itself as it is matching with the international standards as a new government. Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, particularly, the Al-Gulani, uh, is facing a very huge challenge in terms of European countries and the other countries except United States. They're gonna to ban uh, this organization or ban him or gonna to accept him. So they need time, to decide. But United States, of course, uh, needs to give a time to Hayat Tahrir al-Sham because Hayat Tahrir al-Sham currently is the leading group in Syria compared to the other But you can imagine about 60 group, they have different background, different countries backing them. I'm not really optimistic to see that situation is gonna be like smoothly for Syria, but that plan by United States, didn't really succeed in the past, in Iraq, in Libya, in Yemen. So I'm very worried about Syria. So I hope that Syria can really make, the Syrians can really make that transition easily and smoothly to save their countries. But it seems to me now the situation is pretty hard, and I don't know exactly what is the best scenario that United States does need to see in Syria. Particularly, Turkey is not happy all the time because the Turkish forces, I'm sorry, the group that is, backed by the Turkish forces was really in fighting with the group backed by the United States. So it seems to me like there is a kind of balance of power or a kind of a new transition in Syria between Turkey and United States, and of course Israel on that side of United States too. So this is a major challenge uh, for the many rules in Syria, particularly
Now,
United States and
sir,
Turkey.
building on what you said regarding the Syrian civilians, in what ways could the humanitarian organizations and specifically the UN support the Syrian people during this period of transition?
So, of course, in that time, we should really receive kind of support, and the United Nations can really ask of it their agencies or its agencies, to start to deliver, service and goods in terms of that shortage in Syria. So this is the first things that we should think about it. But if that security is pretty hard to get it soon, or that degree of instability it's pretty high. So of course, that United Nations and other agencies cannot really perform its function in Syria now till they can really see at that degree of security. So the most important now we need really to secure Syria and make sure that the situation is pretty stable there. So United Nations and other nations can really help Syria in that transition, but this is a major challenge currently. Yeah.
Lastly, sir, in light of these fast paced developments, what are the potential scenarios in light of these unfolding events?
Wow, it's pretty hard to predict, but based on my analysis about the different groups and different backgrounds in terms of they were so religious, not only religious, but even ultra religious. And many of these groups adapt, unfortunately to say that, but this is actually the current situation in Aleppo and Homa and Homs and Damascus now, around the Damascus. So all of them, they really got that rooted from Al Qaeda, the way the ideas, so this is actually very bad because these guys, they are very extreme, and they cannot really accept what that kind of a change by Hayat Tahrir al-Sham needed, because the al-Julani was adapting, like ISIS. So imagine, like we have ISIS, they are they are on the Syrian ground. Think about the other group. They really link with the other ultra ideas uh, in terms of interpretation of Islam. So seeing that challenges and the Muslim
Sir,
Brotherhood
sorry for interrupting
there.
you due to the shortage of time. That was world politics analyst Dr. Ashraf Singer from California. Thank you so much for your insights.